In this video, we are going to cover remote server admin tools using our lab. So basically, when it comes to remote server admin tools, it's not going to be a user sending you some sort of ticket or issues. This is probably going to be you starting a job in a new company, and someone like a manager or your coworker will tell you that here you go, this is your laptop or a desktop. Now you as a sysadmin, you already have this knowledge. You may just go in and start adding the tools that they expect you to work on. Or they may suggest you to just add DHCP, group policy, or DNS. That's what we work on. And as a sysadmin level, everybody knows that you know this. So from this video, of course, you're going to know. But if you go and land a job as a sysadmin, they are not expecting that you don't know this. You probably know this. So that's like a task that is naturally going to come to you. So basically, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and open your lab, just like how you do it. You open the ticket video. On the bottom, there will be lab to open. It's going to just look like this. There will be a video on the top that you can follow step by step. Once you open your lab, and if you see this on the left side, go ahead and hide it. We're going to do something custom. So with the custom, of course, there's no support. You have to follow our video step by step. Make sure to turn on all of these machines except the SA01, and this is the one that we're going to work on. Once your lab is open, and if you see this left screen, go ahead and hide that. We're doing something custom. So make sure to follow our video step by step. It will not come with any support from the practice lab. They don't know what we're doing. So go ahead and turn on all of these machines except the PLab SA01. We're not going to touch that. We're going to work on other machines. Now, when you join a company as a junior sysadmin or a sysadmin, basically what in reality how it works is that you are going to have a domain controller like this, and in that domain controller another engineer using their own machine or maybe directly from the Active Directory, they will go to the tools and add you as another sysadmin, right? So this is what I'm doing right now. I'm adding you as a sysadmin in this company, and at this point you know exactly how to add a user in Active Directory from your basic knowledge of IT support or IT training or Active Directory training that you have done in JSS or other places. So here we're going to type sysadmin, and we are creating a sysadmin account, and you know this stuff. Just adding a password, unchecking the forced password, so we don't want to change it in the lab. And now we have added a sysadmin user. This is not a sysadmin at this point. We're going to make him a domain or her domain admin. So we're going to come over here, click on member off, and we are going to give that powers to this user, domain admins. There you go. So that's how in reality it works. Depending on what type of rights company will give you, they will add you. But in most cases, sysadmin is a very powerful account. They have a lot of access, and that's how things works in reality. In this lab, you can see when I click on plab win 10, it is automatically signing me into a lab. But that's not how it's going to be in when you join a company. They're going to give you a laptop or a desktop, and it's going to be right in front of you on the desk or in home, and you will basically log in directly in front of it. So how are you going to replicate things like that? Uncheck the automatic login and click on console mode. This is like I just gave you a laptop and you're sitting in front of that laptop, right? So you're going to click on other users. They will say, yeah, there you go. This is your sysadmin account. Go ahead and log in. So once you log in, of course, at this moment, IT managers or your coworker will give you a lot of information. This is our domain. This is the name, blah, blah, blah. And this is your account. So you just logged in. And then they will say, yeah, go ahead and put remote administrative tools on your machine. And they expect you to know this stuff already from your IT support skills. But you're going to see it over here as well. So what you have to do, you need to add Active Directory, DHCP, DNS, group policy, things like that, whichever is a part of your job. So you might have a question, why can't I just remote into this machine or just directly get into that machine? That's not how usually people work. We don't go to the servers directly to do a lot of things because we don't want to mess it up. We do that for updates, we do that for other things, applications, installation, blah, blah, blah. But we don't do that for normal
Just let's say you got it up in the morning, you got the coffee, and you sat in front of the computer and you're doing your normal email checking, but at the same time, you want to manage users. You're going to be using your own client machine, Windows 10 or Windows 11. So go ahead and agree to this stuff right here, and you're going to see something like this. Now in Windows 10, you can right click on the start menu, click on apps and features, or you can always go to the search and type apps and features. And inside apps and features, you are going to see manage optional features. You're going to click on that. And then you will see all of these features will come up, but we're looking for add feature. So when you click on add feature, you see that you got a lot of different features showing up, and you actually can go down and you can find those features. For example, Active Directory domain light services, DHCP, DNS, group policy, and many more. In Windows 11, it's probably the same way, but maybe the changes occurred, and all you got to do is to go to search and type add additional feature or add feature, something like that. And when you click on that icon or that feature, you're gonna see something similar. Okay, so the thing is this, that will it work? Now depending on your uh, environment, so most likely it is going to work, because before somebody gives you this laptop, they already know that updates are working, things are working, a lot of connections are working. So when you click on it and you click on install, most likely this is going to work. But in this lab, it's not working. It's not going to work because the problem or in these labs are that they have disabled Windows updates. So this is another tip for you if you as a sysadmin. As a Windows systems administrator, you really need to know how services works. So of course, I'm not going too much in detail because the video is about adding an administrator tool, but it's connected now. Because of the services, if I go to Task Manager and I click on more details, here's a services. So if I looked for Windows Update Services, you can see right here, let's actually do it by description and go all the way down to Windows Update Services. Let's find that. There you go. You can see it stopped. So these type of features, when it comes from Windows and you have to add it and things like that, if your Windows updates are not working, you're going to have a lot of issues. Not just this, but any server related issues, you're going to be having problems. So make sure your Windows updates are working fine. And this also leads us to understanding services a lot more than just IT support professional. You as a sysadmin should take some time and learn about just normal Windows services, especially in servers. So if I right click and click on start, what's happening over here? It's not starting. It's because in this lab, it makes sense that it will not start, because what if you're doing a lab for something else? Let's say you're following just a normal lab and Windows updates start kicking in. There's nobody's gonna like that. So they just stop the whole Windows service. But then we can do these customization, right? So we need to fix it. So the first thing you should do is to go into services by main services option, which is basically in every computer, when you type services, you can right click on it, go to administrator, and this is like the main screen of services. It gives you more options. So I can do the same, find out Windows Update Services, and let's see if we have Windows services available here. There you go. And it's disabled by design. So I'm just going to go to properties, and you see how it's disabled. So this is how services works. If somebody disabled it from here, it's not going to work. So we're going to have to do automatic and click on apply and OK. So now you see there's a start option. Will it start? Let's try it. No. So even then, there's an issue with it. So now, of course, in most cases, this is you are not going to even come here. When you clicked on that add a feature, it would have already worked for you. But if you are having issues, make sure you do all of these things in your lab environment. Do not do this in your production environment. You can really mess up your computer. Okay, so if you don't know, maybe you should get some help from your coworkers at this point then. So at this point, I'm going to run some PowerShell commands to see if I can reset the whole service from scratch and see if that will work, and then we can continue our thing. Now, If you think that this is getting too advanced for you at this level, that's fine. You can just follow. For now, you can just totally just watch this video at this moment, and you don't have to actually install a service on this machine because it's having this issue. You can try it on other local machines if you have your own virtual machine and stuff like that, or you can just watch the video. You already got the concept that if Windows is not having issues with updates, that would have worked. So you have already completed the task. But now you're going beyond that. One thing is not working. Windows services are not working, and now we are fixing it through different methods. Our first two methods failed. So I need to go for more advanced method, meaning I need to be more advanced professional to understand how PowerShell works. So I'm going to go to PowerShell and open PowerShell as administrator. Now, PowerShell is something you're going to learn from a different course in JSS, but you can also learn PowerShell just from going to Google, finding out solutions, and not everybody is a PowerShell expert, and we all learn it that way. That's okay. So here you see we are looking for basically a PowerShell script that can fix or reset the Windows updates. So to make it easy for you, we have already added the PowerShell script to our own website. So let's go to the in private, open a web browser just like I did, open in private session, and basically type the URL over here. So let's type it. We're going to do job skill share. It's already there. So I will tell you what it is. jobskillshare.org/files/ps/fixupdates.txt. So take a screenshot or maybe just type it down somewhere and then write it over here in the in private. And then make sure that if you see this very large like this, make it very small so you can actually pick all of that text just like that. Now, the reason I'm doing it small because I want to pick all the text in one click like that. So I am going to go ahead and copy that. Once I copy that PowerShell, I'm going to come back to the PowerShell right here, right click, and now you see it went out and it's running the PowerShell. You may get some errors right here. That's fine. We don't have to worry about that. So we're done with the PowerShell. Go ahead and click enter again. It may say denied and things like that. Don't worry about that. You can just close the PowerShell once it's done. Now, again, if you are new to systems administration and you're like, wow, PowerShell is too advanced for you, that's fine. This is exactly how we learn. In the beginning, you will ask somebody and they will help you, or they will give you, or you'll just search scripting. You will search the way people tell you how to implement it, just like I did it. So consider me your coworker. And I said, hey, I got the fix here. Go ahead and use it just like that. And you just followed me. PowerShell is something you're going to take your time. You're going to learn it on a different course. You're going to spend that time to learn about PowerShell separately from your systems administration. So then when you come to this point, then you understand what's going on. Then you can do your own things in PowerShell. Okay? But don't take too much stress right now. Now, if we go back to Windows services, as you can see, when you ran that, it's actually running because of that PowerShell script that you just ran. So you already fixed the issue at this moment. Yes, it took you time. This is exactly how systems administration work. You have to understand things and you have to try different type of solutions to make sure you get the things working. And at this moment, you have done that. So now if I go back to our features, I can go back here and I can click on optional features. Maybe I might have to restart, but you see how it was failed when we tried it before. So if I click on it, it gave me an error right here too. But if I go back now, see options, not this one, sorry. Clicking a lot of things here, add feature. And let's go back to the same RSAT lightweight services and click install. Now we will leave this like this, or maybe we have to restart it, but let's leave it for, let's say, about 2 or 3 minutes and then come back. You can see right now it's running and we'll wait for it about the result. So when you give it about 2 3 minutes, close everything, come back again, and look at this. Active Directory Services is being installed right now. So now, like I said in the beginning, if your Windows updates were already running, you would have never gone through all of this setup, but that's great that you saw how to actually fix when things are not working, and most likely is Windows updates first with this type of installations. and then you fixed it. Now you can confirm it by going to your Windows. I can scroll down, and here, Windows Administrative Tools, look, we have Active Directory available. So now my task is completed. So if I was the one that they have given me this computer, I can clearly go into this computer. If there was an issue, I fixed it, and now I have Windows Active Directory available to me. So I don't have to log into the server. I don't need to tell them to give me the server access or all that kind of stuff. I can definitely log in. But if they say, hey, go ahead and add a user for this application or this developer, or change the access of somebody, or work in Active Directory, or fix some sort of issues in Active Directory, then I will be using my computer, and my manager will be happy that this person knows what he's doing.